She spent 35 years in prison for a crime she did not commit. Today, Cathy Woods is a free woman living near Anacortes.
And just this week, she received a $3 million settlement as her lawyers work to hold those who locked her up accountable. King 5 Sebastian Robertson joins us with more on what this means and what comes next, right?
Yeah, this is a huge story that spans 4 decades, and it just continues to evolve here. You know, Cathy Woods confessed to a murder in the mid-'70s, a confession she made while she was involuntarily committed to a mental hospital. Today, she's free, and now she's working to take action against the entities that put her in prison.
Attorneys for Cathy Woods say the 68-year-old is looking for peace in rural Western Washington.
This is maybe the longest wrongfully convicted woman ever. And so I think it's important to put that out as sort of notice to the community and to our society that this is a thing that happens.
A story that starts in 1976 when 19-year-old college student Michelle Mitchell is found dead in Reno. Her hands tied, her throat slashed. A city where Woods was bartending at the time. 3 years later, Woods is involuntarily committed to a mental hospital in Louisiana. That's where investigators say she confessed to Michelle's murder.
Once all their leads ran out after more than 2 years of investigating, they had nothing.
1980, she's convicted and sentenced to life.
What it shows is that some of the protections that we assume exist are not as strong as we think that they are.
It wasn't until 2014, 34 years after her conviction, that DNA from the crime scene matches an inmate's in Oregon. Woods is granted a new trial, and in the fall of that year, she's released on bond. Just this week, Woods was awarded $3 million in a settlement with the office of the DA that originally prosecuted her.
There was a great injustice that happened here, and you know, whatever your position is, this is not a political thing, is that there's a need for us to attempt in some measure to right the wrong. And so this is a small step towards that, but I do think it does show the magnitude of the case here.
Her lawyers say this is only the beginning as they continue to pursue lawsuits with the city of Reno and against the investigators who Woods confessed to. Meanwhile, they say Woods is trying her best to enjoy the rest of her life in the Northwest as a free woman.
So that DNA evidence that exonerated her, investigators say it was actually collected from a cigarette butt near the crime scene. That DNA matched an inmate who was already serving 2 life sentences for the murder of 2 teenage girls. As for Woods, she's diagnosed with schizophrenia. Lawyers are being very protective about where she is, but we're told she's doing well and living peacefully somewhere in Western Washington.
Well, Sebastian, you said it. This spans over 4 decades. So I'm assuming a lot of people attached to this case who worked on this case have retired, possibly passed away. Does that complicate things?
It does. A lot of people have retired, have died, but believe it or not, the 2 police officers who were instrumental in getting that guilty confession, they're still alive. They're in their 70s. Wow. And they're being sued, not personally, but as their capacity as police officers. So there are many more developments to come in this story.
First settlement, but more likely to come. Thank you, Sebastian.